After the second job I had right out of college went to an abrupt end when the company closed their doors, I needed to find something new. So I went to the classified section and I saw this opportunity for a company where I could get management training and also become a manager. I went for the interview. There are a lot of people there the same day as well, young folks like myself, eager. They all wanted to get the management position. So I figured I was going to put on my A game. But it turns out that this wasn't exactly a management position. My mama always said, Junior, if it sounds too good to be true, it not true. Well, she didn't say it, but it sounded better when I said something like that. Anyways, when I went to this position, it turns out that it was a peddling company. Literally, it was a paper company. I felt like I was Dunder Mifflin back in the office where you're selling paper. We went around door to door. We tried to get people to buy our office supplies. What the heck are you talking about, man? This ain't no management job. They deceived us. They lied to us. They brought us in the door. And that's not cool. Now, you shouldn't do that with your customers. You definitely shouldn't do that with your employees. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about why you should not and how you could learn and how my guest, how he learned the hard way. This episode is brought to you in part by mailtag.io. It's a Chrome browser extension that allows you to track and schedule your emails. It's super easy and it's helpful for anyone that's in sales. I highly recommend it. You'll receive a real-time alert whenever someone opens an email or clicks on a link. To find more information, go to mailtag.io. This episode is also brought to you in part by prospect.io, a sales automation platform that allows you to send out cold emails in a personalized manner. To find out more information about prospect.io and how it can help you automate your sales process, go to prospect.io/TSE. Again, prospect.io/TSE. Your prospecting will never, ever be the same. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelley, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we have Josh Cunningham. Now, Josh is unique. He runs a very successful ISA company making calls for prospective home buyers and home sellers. And then he passes this information on to agents. He provides some amazing services. And today he's going to talk about how he came across an issue that his company had that he didn't realize and how he was able to fix it and the results he's seeing right now. Love his story. Welcome to the show, Josh.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate having the invite here and appreciate you having me today.
Bro, I'm excited for this. And I know you're going to give us some great insights, and especially on this episode of Sales from the Street. This is where we get sellers like yourself who come in. They tell us about, and business leaders, they tell us about a struggle or challenge they've had, how they overcame that challenge and the results they're seeing today. But before we dive into all that fun stuff, man, why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and what you do?
Certainly. You got to know the man before you hear the man, right?
Amen.
So I'll give you a brief story here. My entrepreneurial career got fast-tracked about 7 years ago. I was working with a company called Viral Marketing, and they're one of the top marketing firms in real estate. They work with a lot of the top agents to create content, stay in front of their database, and get referral and repeat business. I was working very closely with the founder and CEO, Frank Klesitz, and we got to travel the country, going to all the different real estate seminars and masterminds and all those good tools to sort of expand our knowledge on how to help our clients out, but more importantly, learn what our clients were really struggling with. And one of those blatantly obvious things about 3 or 4 years ago that stumbled upon my way was the ISA or inside sales agent role in real estate. A lot of top professional teams out there are buying a bunch of real estate leads online, but their agents aren't doing a good job of following up with them. And so, as any good entrepreneur, when you hear a lot of people complaining about a common frustration, you try to figure out a way to solve that, because that's a really good opportunity to start growing and scaling a business. So that's exactly what I did. Back in 2013, I started a company called rokrbox. It's spelled kind of strange, ROKRBOX. And what a rokrbox is an old gold mining tool back in the 19th century that they used to separate the sand and the gravel from gold. Yeah. But now what we use rokrbox for is to take all your real estate leads and separate the sand and the gravel from the gold, because there's a lot of tire kickers and time wasters out there. So that's what our team does here. We're located in College Station, Texas, which is home to Texas A&M. Coming off a huge 7 overtime victory against LSU last week. But essentially what we do is we're located strategically here in town, right across from campus, because there's a ton of sharp and enthusiastic young professionals coming to this town, looking to invest in themselves, looking to grow their skills. And so we sort of poach that talent and give them an opportunity to grow while they're here by getting real world sales skills, developing real, CRM skills and pipeline management and scripts and dialogues and objection handlers. And so all of our students typically walk the stage with multiple job offers from some type of sales professional career lined up right on the other side. So we've been doing it now, man, for over 5 years, worked over 1 million internet leads. We've hired over 250 ISAs and trained them and moved them forward in their career. So it's a fun, exciting path. So we've got some things to share with you today, the good, the bad, and the ugly about how we got here and some things that you can apply to your business that are really easy to grow and scale a sales team as well.
Well, let's dive into that. And what is the biggest sales related struggle that you had?
So for me, like I said, I started the business rolling up my sleeves. It was a me, myself, and I operation. I got to do the work first, got to figure out how we do this before I can scale it. And so once I figured out how to make it, a simple follow-up call and identify opportunities on behalf of an agent, at that point, it was the scalability question, right? I can do this, but can I train other people to do it? And that was, some of the first struggles that we experienced here at our business. And so when I first started hiring those first college students, those first young professionals, to bring them in here and say, hey, this is what I'm capable of doing. Here's our process and here's our script. Can you do this as well? We hit some of those initial struggles that a lot of people find when they're trying to build that sales team. And it's kind of difficult really in the early days because it's just you and you're trying to paint this vision of this team of people all, rowing in the same direction. But again, it's just you in this lonely, cold office. So for me, when I started hiring college students, there was one big mistake that I made. The first one was I wasn't setting expectations clearly for our new hires. So we have a really good relationship here with Texas A&M. We have a job posting up on their website, and it said something very vague about part-time real estate assistant. It didn't say anything on there at all about how you're going to pick up the phone and make tons of phone calls and get your teeth kicked in and get rejected all day, right? We were very ambiguous about the truths of the job. And so what happened as a result of that, we had some new hires come in the building. We would take them through a whole interview process and personality assess them and take them through a typical interview. And we said, wow, golly, this person will be good at doing this work. So you're hired. So one day we have this guy come in. I can't remember his name. And he's coming in to train with McKinley, one of our bright new young employees. And McKinley's training the guy for about 10, 15 minutes into the shift, showing him all the calls that we make and all the technology we use and all the rejection that we're about to face and the scripts and the dialogues. And so about 15, 20 minutes, and he's like, yeah, can I, where's the restroom at? I need to take off, go to the restroom. So he heads off to the restroom, gone forever. No. Never to be seen again. Right. And of course, it took a good 10, 15 minutes before she finally had to send someone off to the bathroom to go, check the verdict. And it came in, that was it. He was gone forever. And so, that was totally our fault as an organization. We failed to set the expectations and make it clear what it was that you're going to be getting into. We were trying to trick people into doing the job. And that's not going to be getting your sales organization off on the right foot. So instead, what we did was we implemented what we call an observation into our business. And so essentially, after we did the whole interview process and we figured out that, yes, they would be good at the work that we were going to do, we would basically conclude the interview by letting them know, hey, pleased with the results of the interview today, as well as your personality assessment, your resume. We know that you do a really good job at the work that we do here. However, the next step in our interview process is to invite you back for an observation. And this is where we're going to pair you up with one of our most senior reps on the team. And we're going to actually take you through a full hour of what a shift would look like here while you're working for our team. And we're going to show you the technology we use. We're going to show you the team huddle, how we start off with. We're going to show you the reports and the metrics that we track and how we try to improve our performance from shift to shift. And this is sort of your interview of us. So we want you to write down as many questions and ask us as many questions as possible. And at the conclusion of that, we want you to write us an email. Just shoot us an email. At that point, it was, just my personal email address. Now we have a hiring manager and everything, but essentially they'd write us an email and let us know how well they would fit within our culture, how well they would fit within our family, and how challenged they would be in that role. And it's amazing, some of these sort of persuasive essays that we get back on that last step of the interview. It's much, much different than that unnamed gentleman who worked for us for 20 minutes and left and was never to be seen. So, I highly advise, if you're in a sales role, even if it is just you making the calls, you're still the lonely wolf, but you're wanting to grow and scale that, bring someone in and show them what it's like for you to be on the phones, for you to be prospecting or door knocking, or however it is that you generate and lead prospect and lead generate. You need to show them exactly what the expectations are, because that's not going to be attractive to everybody, but to some people it will be if you create and paint the opportunity for them.
What I love what you're saying there is like this idea of just being totally straightforward with them, right?
Yep.
Like just not this idea of sneaking or tricking or cajoling. Like why would you want to do that in the long run? Like what benefit is that going to be for you, right? Besides the fact that I got them. We got them into the company, but then you lose them in a month and you have to go through that whole process of another 2 weeks of finding somebody else. Like, no, man.
Yep. It was an earth shattering, experience whenever you have people actually writing you and telling you why they want to be a part of your organization because of the challenges that they see and the ways that it's going to help them grow and the way that it's going to help them achieve the dreams that they want in their long-term career. It's way different than, again, like you said, sort of tricking them in the door.
Yeah, man. So after you guys implemented this, what were some of the results you started to see with the hiring?
So obviously we would not have 100% of the people we invite to the observation give us a response. Most of the people who come in and feel intimidated by it, or they don't want to work as hard as the pace that we work at here, then we just typically don't ever hear from them again. Occasionally some of them will send us an email of saying they appreciate the opportunity, but most of them you just never hear from again. And I believe that if you're building a culture that's worthy within your organization, then it is gonna be strongly repelling or strongly attracting the right people. And so we love it because for us, we're not tying up the time of our trainers to train them, the new employee training and then the orientation. I mean, we have a good 20 hours invested in every new employee before they even actually are capable of doing the work that we're hired to do. So, I mean, if you think about that, that's 20 hours on the new hire. That's 20 hours of one-on-one training from someone experienced on our team. So that's 40 hours invested into someone just for them to finally, either bum out or come up with a good enough excuse to quit. Why don't you just be super transparent and upfront with that and give them that opportunity to say, hey, let's not waste each other's time. Like just right off the bat, this is not for me. I need to go find something else. And I'm not for you. You need to go find somebody else.
Yeah. And I think that takes a level of like confidence and, of like self-identity, your self-confidence in yourself. Because if that person is not willing to do that to me or to tell me that it's not going to work, they're going to always be the one that's chasing all of the wrong prospect. If they're not confident enough to be open with a prospect, then shoot, it's not going to work in the long run. If they can't be open with me now, they're not going to be open with prospects. So let's get them somewhere else.
Yeah. And I know some organizations get out of whack because they start tracking the wrong things, the wrong metrics, the wrong numbers, eyeballs and hats and seats and whatever. But the most harmonious thing with business is when you actually get a collection of people that are all driven and motivated and in a cohesive unit headed in their same direction, because you've got people that actually want to be around the same people, that they're supporting each other and reaching their goals and their dreams, and they're helping each other become better each and every day. So once you introduce something that's negative to that path, it's cancerous to the whole organization. So you got to be protective of that from day one before you even start building that culture. So make sure, again, it is what the culture that you want to start to scale and leverage, and then start having people come and observe that and start figuring out whether or not they want to be a part of that and help grow that.
Love that, man. If there's one major piece of advice you'd like somebody listening to this episode today to walk away with, what's that one major piece of advice?
I would say transparency is key in business. If once you become a leader of others, it's all about setting expectations very clearly and then giving people the right tools and the right path to achieve what your expectations are. So, here at rokrbox, we're always about transparency and always about clear communications. But again, I think it sets it off on the right foot, because before someone's ever even an employee here, they come in and they get the complete, transparent, good, bad, and the ugly, all secrets revealed taste of what it's like to be a member of our family here.
Well, man. And if folks want to get in touch with you and learn about rokrbox, how would they go about doing so?
Certainly. I'm going to spell it one more time. It's rokrbox, rokrbox.com. Or you can shoot me an email. My personal email is just josh@rokrbox.com. Again, we work for a lot of the top sales professionals in the real estate industry to help them convert their online leads and work with those hot and motivated buyers and sellers.
Well, we'll go back and put this in our show notes so listeners can get access to it and connect with you guys. But we truly appreciate you, man, taking the time to come on the show today.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me. Always a pleasure to share.
This blew my mind. I am so grateful that we had Josh on the episode today, man, that he came on a podcast, that he shared some of these insights, because it can help all of us. Sometimes we might do it and not even realize. We might have policies that are tricking our customers, or maybe it's tricking our potential employees, because it's not as fluid. It's not as transparent. And You can see the results that he's having right now. It's so much better for them. Take what he has taught. Don't go back down the same path. Learn from him and take it and apply it. You should connect with him too, man. Go back to the show notes, to salesevangelist.com/the-word episode number 994. Again, to salesevangelist.com/the-word episode number 994. Connect with my good friend Josh. Start learning from him. And if you know of anyone that can benefit from his services as well, shoot, man, go ahead and connect them. While you're on the show notes, make sure to check out prospect.io and mailtag.io. Again, it's after Christmas. Maybe Santa Claus gave you a little bit of money. Go ahead and take advantage of these tools. We will give you a great benefit from it because mailtag.io will give you 14-day free trial. And then after that, just use promo code Donald and get half price for life. Prospect.io also give you half off for the first 3 months. This is something that can benefit your whole team. We only use Prospect.io when we're doing our outreach. It is a personalized sales outreach process. I said it and I forget it. Take advantage of it. Test it out. Let me know how you like it. All in all, I share stuff like this because I want to help you. I want you to find more ideal customers. I want you to build stronger value. I want you to close more deals. But I want to challenge you each and every day to go out and do big things. Happy Boxing Day. Stay tuned for a scene from our next episode.
Most fast growth organizations, most fast growth teams have too many priorities to achieve the level of focus they need to succeed. And, so wanting to cover all their bases, they establish a long list of objectives and spread their scarce time and energy and resource across them all. And the result is almost, a lot of initiatives done in a mediocre way and really a failure to accomplish what matters most. And that's that old wonderful saying about if everything is important, nothing is. So,
yes.
For me, growth and scaling is about taking one significant step at a time and then checking the data and adjusting accordingly.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the show today as much as I did. And if so, I ask that you leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you enjoy fine podcasts. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and also subscribe. Show your friends how they can subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Our episode today was produced by myself and the Sales Podcast Network. It was edited and mixed together by the one and only Mr. Jershan Obale. Our content writer and show note creator is Mrs. Shannon Rasmussen. You can find audio credits to this and all of our episodes in each of the show notes. And as always, I am your host, your coach, your mentor, your guide down the sales journey, Mr. Donald C. Kelley, the Sales Evangelist. Sales Podcast Network.